Hello, people. Welcome back to the old vanilla server. Or I suppose you guys wouldn't know anything about that just yet, but that is why we are here. I have some sad news. Due to a vote, and as you can guess, I voted the opposite direction, but due to vote, we are resetting the vanilla server. So here I am, at spawn. Back on the old spawn platform. We made this iron ingot so long ago. And today we're gonna say farewell to the old place. Now, there's a few things I'd like to say before we start here. For first part, I've been playing happy music during my Minecraft videos lately, but today we're gonna play sad music because it's a sad day. And another, I just want to talk before we get started on what I wanted to show today. I want to talk a little bit about the whole reset and the plans for it. Well, the frame rate seems a little wonky. Hopefully that doesn't persist. But what's been going on is everybody, ever since basically the Minecraft reset. I don't know what Frost is doing. Oh, great. Okay, let's get out of sound range of that. But ever since the Minecraft reset, everybody on this server, like, at least, especially the younger folk, have been clamoring for a reset. And I'm gonna be utterly blunt about this. I'm gonna be utterly blunt about this. Yes, as I was saying, I'm completely of the opinion that a lot of this clamors for the server to restart is simply because a lot of it is just monkey see, monkey do. Yeah. I'm gonna be perfectly blunt about this. Because, like, before the Minecraft people started wanting, or started their whole resetted server, they... yes, it is. But they... Granted, a good amount of people did not play on the server. Like, a good number of the people, they get bored of things so quickly. And I wonder if Frost is going to be following us around for a while. But, yeah, they get bored of things so quickly. You can have a bunch of carrots. He burned his stuff. But, say, like, Feed the Beast is a prime example. Oh yeah, this is a new guy, by the way. Apparently his name is Ghost. But I haven't actually met him, which is unusual for new people, but, yeah. Anyway. So... he's got a dragon egg. That's nice. I've actually got, like, a stack of them in my ender chest. But, anyway, Feed the Beast is a prime example, because we've actually reset that server like 8 times. And now nobody's playing on it because the 1.6 is probably going to require a map reset. And so, yeah, like, the whole thing about vanilla server, like, they want to do all sorts of stuff like UHC and, you know, all that, and it's like, okay, so you've seen them and now you want to try it. Granted, UHC is a fun idea, and I did approve of it myself, because I think it will be, you know, just that little bit of extra fun, just kind of like a dabble on. I don't think it's going to change everything extremely, like, it's not going to be a whole new game, but I think it will be a little bit of fun tacked on. But I don't like this whole reset and UHC merely on the premise that a lot of people want to do it because it'll be more challenging and vanilla will be more of an adventure again and everything will be so much more fun now that we can fight mobs harder. Because the whole point of Minecraft is not fighting mobs all the time. A lot of it is building. It's all building. Look at all this building that we've done. That's the point. That's what we do. We gather materials and we build, and everything's a lot more satisfying that way. But with this, there's so many people, and I'm betting, like, they're gonna get through it, they're gonna eventually get enough materials to, you know, not die to the basic mobs. Like, they'll have diamond armor, and they'll just run around with that for a while, and then they'll tire of it again, and they'll stop playing. Because, apparently, you know, it's just quick fix. That's all they want. And so, that is my opinion on that. I'm also kind of wary that we're restarting before 1.7 comes out, like a good deal before, like we're doing it this weekend. This is going to be the last time I'm on this server, probably. Like... I'm busy, Frost. I'm talking like, since 1.7 is supposedly going to be a biome update, so that people are going to be, like, or rather, like, if you want to experience the new biomes, you need to reset servers, or generate new terrain, because there's going to be new biomes and whatnot. But if we restart now, and 1.7's coming in a couple months, then what's going to happen is everybody is going to, you know, like, a good handful of them might listen to probably the rule that, oh, let's not go outside, you know, like, 700 blocks, so that we can make use of the new terrain when it comes out. But, you know, a good handful of people might, you know, ignore that, and they might explore, you know, a couple thousand blocks. And it only takes one person to ruin that for everyone. So yeah, like, why would we risk that? You know, why not just wait until 1.7? But no. No, they must have it as soon as possible. So yes, I must admit, I'm rather bitter about the whole situation. Granted, you know, perhaps it will be refreshing. There's a lot of... I have my share of builds on here that I would rather have changed. And a fair share of my plans did require that... Oh, this is... yeah, it does go all the way down. But, yeah, a good share of my builds required me to tear them down and redo them. So, granted, it will be refreshing that way. And we're actually going to go see how much I've done on my arena. And that's, to be honest, it's going to be, the arena itself has been somewhat of a standstill, because as it stands, I need, like, double chests and double chests of really hard to acquire materials that I've just been tired of farming constantly. So it's been at a standstill there. Also, they installed a, they have this thing that's putting up a map overview for the members of the server, and so it completely, like, made it so it wasn't a surprise. Like, I had people not coming to my arena. Like, most of them weren't doing it. I know, like, a bunch of them came and did it anyway just because I told them not to. But, yeah, so that was all going downhill. Of course, there's also some bits about it that I wasn't entirely happy with, so I was going to go change them anyway, but we would have never had the time. But yeah, there's Spawn. Good old Spawn. Good old Ice Tower, too. I had so many plans. Oh, the plans I had. I was planning to add at least 2 or 3 more wings to this. I was going to go down... I was going to go down here to this whole plot. Since nobody was using it, I was going to take it. I was actually going to build, like, an ice statue that kind of... I think it was like a guy that was going to be kind of reaching for the gem that was that kind of... that wing. And I thought that was going to look really cool. let's actually do this, because what I want to do now that I've kind of had my say on that, I want to go through and kind of look at all the things I've built and just have them shown, because I haven't shown you guys everything I've built. Like, there's a few things that I haven't shown, and I'd like to at least have those viewed. Oh, and look, there's a chest here. Oh yeah, people have been donating spruce. I'm betting it was probably Nathan. Nathan's a pretty nice guy about that. But oh, and there's a ton of eggs. But here, yeah, I had these signs up. Oh, this is my nether tunnel, by the way. I was going to talk about this briefly. To be honest, I've never been perfectly happy with it. Like, it looks pretty decent, but since I live so close to spawn, I never actually got to build like a really elaborate one. And I to be honest, I was kind of disappointed about that. I had these signs here to say, "Don't come to my house" while I'm building my arena. I also had to change this mildly, because yeah, if you guys might notice, it is a little different. It does look a bit better actually now, but it is a little different because they were building a tunnel next to it for this like wither farm that they were building, and it doesn't really work. But this is my house. I never really wanted this. I only made this so that there would be lighting, and I also had this pond here that I never really wanted. I just needed lighting. I never did figure out a way, because the problem was I made this only one thick, so I couldn't just put pumpkins in the floor. But yeah, here's my one-way door that I was always thinking about changing it, but... And then here's my other one-way doors, which I do like. I was perfectly satisfied with those. Down here, I'm perfectly satisfied with that. I really liked it. But as we go in here, you're gonna notice my sheep farm. One of my first builds, like right after this house, I built this. And to be honest, in my plans, I was planning to remove them. Like this whole thing was gonna be taken down because with the the redstone update and stuff, like people would spam buttons, and it would offset the I think I fixed it just now, but it would offset the dispensers. So you see, there's one going and a bunch of them aren't. So it broke like that. Also, I kind of got lazy with this build. Like, this whole stairways thing is just because I couldn't figure out a way to light the place up without melting the ice and stuff like that. Like, I was much less experienced in my building skills when I built this, and so I was planning to kind of tear the entire thing down and rebuild it. I also didn't like that it was kind of hovering in the air. I never really liked that. Or as I grew, I decided I didn't like that. Here's the ice tray. I was also planning to move this down a few levels, or at least create some kind of supports for it. I think I actually probably would have done the supports way, but I'm quite happy with this. Like, the blocks I used for it were kind of weird, but it's served me and quite a few people well on the server. It's definitely paid for itself. Now we go to... Actually, let's do my arena last. You probably caught little glances of it, but we'll look at it last. This is my skeleton grinder that I made, and it did help with building the arena, because the bone meal was really, really important. And so they just drop and they die, and there was hoppers underneath it. And so I would drop down here. There's a water drop, and then I would climb up this ladder to get back. I don't know why I used bricks. I think I just wanted to use bricks for something, because nobody ever really uses bricks. But, yeah. And then there's one other thing I want to show you, and then we'll talk about the arena, which is probably how we'll end it just about. There's a whole host of things that I wanted to do. Like, you may notice that there used to be trees and whatnot in all this area, and there used to be like a big jungle over there. Most of the jungle is still there, but I cleared out a huge part of it. And that is all gone because I wanted to actually make a proper base, like in this jungle, after I cleared out all the trees. Because that was never intended to be my main base. That was intended to be my kind of like what connects all my bases and to house my nether portal. So I was gonna have a base with like my storage room and whatnot all there. But yeah, that doesn't really apply anymore. This I built not actually all that long ago because I needed string and whatnot, but this actually has 2 cave spider spawners, and it's just connected by this. What is on right now? But the way it works is we're gonna crack it open. Do I have any? I don't have any smooth stone, although it doesn't really matter at this point. I like to keep things smooth in my caves and whatnot, but the way it works, and we'll just peek through, is you actually got the pair of cave spider spawners, and they're really close. Like, look at them. They're super close. That's why I went on to make a spawner, and they just fall into lava because we're exceedingly low. So I couldn't do like a drop one. I was experimenting with iron golems, but the spiders can get a hit off on them, and they'll kill them. So there's nothing really good about that. Oh, let's just throw that out. But, so yeah, so I built that. Just all the plans running through my mind, and I'm probably not going to follow through with most of them because, like, the circumstances aren't quite right, and, like, I don't know. I'm probably not going to rebuild anything I've built either, because, like, that's just kind of insulting to them. But, there's my statue. It's got his nice to watch that Waffles added when he made it. Or when well, Boog made it originally with the crown. And then... I'm gonna miss, yeah. Boog made it originally with the crown, and then Waffles traded it in for a top hat, and a monocle, and a watch. And then I traded the yellow wool he used for gold blocks on both of them, because I thought that would be cooler. But, yeah. And then here is the arena. This part's all the same, but you might notice this large part on top. And on the bottom. I was planning to make it kind of look like it was like a giant stump with a building inside of it. And I was going to add a roof here, because as it stands right now, it's just like on top of the wool level. And so this needed a roof. But if we walk inside, not much is inside has changed. There's a whole host of... Like, I had supplies here and whatnot. But, where's my beacon? Yeah, the beacon should help here. But yeah, here's the manly man with, you know, his nice mustache and his... I like to think of this as like an Adam's apple. So he looked like a manly guy. And almost like chest hair, but... And here's my control panel, and I put little item frames behind it. Yeah, good times. Good build. I really like the inside of this place. And then I had it so we would come up. I was planning to put like walls and whatnot here, and I might have changed the floor, but yeah, this was like my redstone level with my timer that I never really got to test out. Like, I know it works, but I don't know if it's too long or too short. And we're actually gonna walk over here, and we should grab. I think it's in this one. Yeah. Grab some of these. Might as well just grab this guy. And this was my demo testing for my player launchers, which I think we'll show a bit. But if we come over here and we'll come out, and I'll show you what I did. I have this track here that goes up to the top. We'll actually look up while we do it. Look down. Wow. The minecarts are too loud, so I can't really talk while this is happening. If we come up top here, and here we go, we had this really tall thing here, and I had this so I could access the roof. But if we look it down, this is what I had done on my arena. Not really all that much, all considering. Like, the pyramid was done, as well as the cottage, and the melon trap. Yeah, I really liked that, how that turned out, but... yeah, probably won't get to use it. And I was using this area to farm a spruce because, as you can see, there's this whole spruce wall here that I was making. Spruce is the most difficult wood to get, and actually each ring around takes a double chest of spruce. And as you can see, it kind of scales. Like, each ring takes at least a double chest, and I needed at least like a good dozen rings more to go, or something like that. Probably not a dozen, but still quite a few. To get down, actually, let's just enter Pearl. But yeah, these guys are just jumping on and off. I don't know what's going on with them. But yeah, there's a lot more I had planned to do. Like, I was planning to have like a swamp over here with like a treehouse or something. I was planning to have a giant mountain here with like some like abandoned mineshaft type things. This was gonna be like a plains with a quartz temple on it. Actually, no, the mountain was gonna be over here, and I was gonna have like a waterfall connecting the mountain to the swamp. That's what I was gonna do. This was gonna be a jungle, and I was questioning whether to put like a jungle temple or to have like jungle treehouse type thing, in which case I would change the swamp idea to just like a swamp and not a treehouse. The cottage, I was planning to... I had my own spruce trees here. Like, I just planted them, but I tore them all down because I decided I was going to build my own spruce trees here, and I'll make them a little bit taller to make PvP a bit easier. This is my pyramid. I rather like it. It's not like the greatest thing I've ever built, but it's pretty decent. And if you go inside, it's pretty alright for bow battles and whatnot. I like it. I like it. The cottage, I really like the cottage, actually. The cottage was pretty nice. I think I finished the cottage. Like, you go in, and you can go up, and you have the upstairs here, and I made this because I thought it might surprise people as I got up, like, oh, ah. And there's this little gate here so you can jump off the balcony if you want to. There's also a downstairs that leads to this kind of cellar door, so I thought it would be easier to escape and to enter and whatnot. There'd be like multiple places to escape and enter. And there are going to be trees all over here. Now the melon trap, this is actually pretty cool. The way it works is you press the button. Oh, and we got lucky that time. But the way it works is there's actually a chicken. And I'm not going to let myself die here because that would take too much time. But the way it works is there's actually a chicken, and he's stepping on pressure plates. And so you have a 1 in 4 chance of activating this floor. And you would die, you would fall in, and you would drown because I'm not letting people break my blocks. But on the other 3 times, melons would fall through cobwebs, and so you'd have to wait here for a little bit. And this kind of... It's kind of good, it's also bad because, you know, you don't have any cover, really. Like, you can kind of hide here, but that's about it. Like, if they were over there, they could shoot you with impunity. Oh yeah, and see, the chicken just moved. So I'm guessing, yeah. And so it'd harvest the melons, and they would come down in a little bit. But that's pretty much it. The other thing I did kind of like I really enjoyed this part, was if we go back down to the player launchers. If we go back down to the player launchers, the old player launchers. Like, I really like these fun little bits. Like, if you go up the player launcher here, where you actually come out is like, you notice like it's completely closed off here, but once we get up here, so you jump on the ladder and then you jump out, but you're actually like, you come out of the pyramid, so the entrance isn't open. Oh, I just broke it. But, can I go back in and place this? There we go. I'm not leaving this broken, I really like this. But, yeah, and then like another entrance I really liked was, I really liked the cottage. I actually liked all of them that I made. In all of the finished biomes I made an entrance. The college one I particularly like because, you come out. This one's actually probably one of the better ones because since there's going to be trees around, you have the most cover. But, yeah, so you come out here, and you come out, like, out of the stairs, and I really like that. I thought that was hilarious when I made it. But, yeah. Yeah, good build, good build. Over there is just, some hardened clay I put down. Because it was, like, right after the block came out, and I was thinking, where can I use this? And I was comparing the colors and whatnot. I really think it looks like drywalls, and that makes it, like, a better building material, so I would like to use that somewhere. And I really liked this kind of observation tower. The track was so that spectators could go and they could watch without, like, you know, giving away where everybody is because they're in like a consolidated area. So even if they're hanging around on one edge, like there's a whole host of directions in which they could go. And my doorbell is ringing, so I will be right back. And we're back. Yeah. Door salesman people. Terrible. But, yeah. Yeah. I am quite sad, to be honest. I'm very, very sad about the whole situation. Like, we just... resetting the vanilla server, just kind of on the whim, and who knows, like, if we're gonna have to reset, you know, next month, or the month after, or, you know, a whole host of different... Okay, I can't enter all that high. I'm gonna have to... There you go. You know, we could... Yeah, it's... Like, that's... Like, it makes me weary to build anything at all, because, like, with these darn kids, like, it's all just reset, reset, reset. Like, let's reset! Yay! Reset time! Woohoo! I gotta reset every 20 minutes, you know? It's like I don't want to build anything now, because we're resetting all the time. Like, Feed the Beast especially, like, that was really depressing. But, yeah, so Vanilla's gonna be resetting, Feed the Beast is gonna have to be reset. Like, even, like, pretty much, yeah, like, everything except Magic Farm is gonna have to be reset pretty soon. And even Magic Farm, there's rumors that in, like, 1.6, 1.7, it's gonna have to be reset anyway. Which doesn't sadden me as much, because it's a very young series, and so I think I'll be able to accomplish all the things I want to accomplish before resetting. And even if I don't, I can keep it going without updating until I'm done what I want to do, because it's my series, and I can do what I want with it. It's not a server, it's a single player. And so that consoles me somewhat, but regardless, actually, you know, let's go the old-fashioned way. Back to spawn. But yeah, needless to say, I am sad. I am very, very sad. Do I have... Nonetheless, don't... Whilst, yes, I am sad and just like a tad depressed about it. Will I still build on the new server? Yeah, I will. I do have some ideas, and it is somewhat nice now that I'm a bit older and, like, mentally and like, I know how to build a lot better than I did when I started. Like, I'll be able to build quite a bit better if we start anew, and that does console me a bit. So yes, I will still build, and I'll still build as much as I can. I'm like, really, as long as we can reel people in and we can make sure that they don't start exploring, like, 1.7 shouldn't be that much of a problem. And if they keep demanding resets, like, if we reach 1.7 and we have to reset again, like, I'm done. Like, you know, screw this place. Pretty much. Like, if that was the case, like, I would be gone, because, like, it's like, there's no point working in a place if there's no security in any shape or form. Like, it's bad enough we got, you know, like, you know, people on the server that could be, you know, that are, you know, either, you know, not the most fun to hang out with all the time, or, you know, like, there's people, like, we've always had problems with, like, theft, and people got banned because of that, but there's no way to really tell if it was really the thief. But, you know, it's always just stressful stuff like that. And so if there's, like, I stay because of, you know, there's people here that I like playing with, and they're good friends of mine. And, like, yeah, that's pretty much, that's why I stay, because there's people I would prefer to hang out with and be my friends. But beyond that, it's very tricky situation. And it looks like this. Is that here before? I think that's Nathan's, actually. Yeah, I think he did a little work on it. Yeah, I think it's done more than it was before. Something on fire. Oh yeah. Oh, and it's like some kind of dungeon. That's strange. But, yeah, so I think that'll about do it for this episode. I'm sorry if this episode made you a little bit depressed, but, you know, that's the way it is. Yeah. unfortunately, you know, at the very least, like, I doubt, at the very least, like, I think I'm not alone in the fact that if people wanted to reset soon after this one starts, or especially, like, if it started long enough for people to care about it, like a month or two, and people want to reset, like, I don't think I'm gonna be alone in the fact that we're not gonna want to reset again. Like, there's gonna be at least a good standing of people that aren't gonna want to reset. It's hard to say though. Like, people change by the day sometimes. But yeah, and here we end it as we began. Oh, so long ago. Oh, so long ago. Actually, none of this existed. I was here when we built Spawn. I was here when we built the new Nether Hub, and I was here when all sorts of stuff came together. This place looked like crap before. Just like little sandstone paths, and the Nether Hub was like 2 blocks high, and it was just sandstone everywhere, and yeah, how things have changed. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you had at least a little bit of joy. I don't know if you guys will be excited for the new server. I imagine some of you will be. I tend to, I must admit, I tend to get attached to things. Like, when it comes to all these sorts of things, like stuff I work for, I tend to get a bit sentimental. But, you know, that's the way it is. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good day. And, yeah, I'll see you when the new server starts.